hard as her team. But first, whatever happened to the army captain whose life nearly ended in 1973?
A soldier was killed when a parcel bomb exploded in an army base in Ulster yesterday. The deadly device, sent by IRA terrorists to Blythe Lane post in Londonderry, critically injured another soldier.
The soldier who was critically injured is Raymond Hazana. The bomb exploded on October the 3rd, 1973. He was a captain in the army when it happened. He'd been married for 3 years, and at the time of the explosion, his wife Jenny was expecting their first child.
I remember sort of fairly hot blast on my hands, a hot searing heat. My first thought was that I, had set it off, and the second was, God, something's happened and I can't go back, it's too late.
You've lost the right eye. The left eye has a bit of glimmer. Your hearing is not at all good because you suffered damage to the middle ears of both ears. Yes. Due to the blast.
Yes.
And also you had your right hand blown off.
For the first few weeks, Ray spent the afternoons in bed and the mornings learning some of the basic skills that as a blind man he must learn if he is to make his way in the sighted world.
That's it. Now don't drop the arm off. Keep it pushed well across the centre line of the body.
Okay, darling, you've got the case open?
Yes.
Most weekends, Ray was taken home.
Oh, I see. Oh, it's open. Right. Can I just get the idea of the size? I hope, of course, that none of this has affected the baby. This is worrying. Where is she?
Husband here, Mrs. Hazan. The baby was born at 10:10 at night, so Ray came in the next day, and Sister had said that Ray could go along.
I found myself saying to myself, oh, God, I wish I could see him, and I wish I could see Jenny bathing him, and this, that, and the other. But underlying the whole thing is, that one cannot see. So often I sit back and I open my eye as though suddenly I'm going to see. It's just, the thought that it goes on and on and on, and literally to one's dying day, you're just not going to see.
Well, here we are 16 years on. I'm not back in the army. I'm still totally blind and always will be. And Steve up behind me is acting as my eyes. It really is the most thrilling experience.
What do you think of that then? Well, Steve, I've done some exhilarating things in the last 16 years, but that was one of the most fantastic. Thank you very much. Gosh, it really was a thrill.
You're sitting on the right.
Once I finished my rehabilitation, I went over to Belgium to the International School of Interpreting in Mons. And then in August 1976, I came back to England and I tried unsuccessfully to get a post as an interpreter in London. But thank goodness St Dunstan's came to the rescue and they offered me a job as Assistant Public Relations Officer.
You just lie him in bed, in fact, after dinner when he gurgles at you?
We had John